Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Now, today is going to be a good day. I can feel it. I can feel it. Today is going to be a good day. Why is today going to be there? Could be a good day. First of all, I don't usually post on Sundays. Today is Sunday, right? Yep, today is Sunday. Oh, battery's going. I don't usually post on Sundays, but today I decided, you know what? I've got some time, and why not? Why not post and give some saps and give out some free money? Why not? And also, today is going to be a good day because not much has really happened in a chart. So that means we've got time to talk about other things, other more interesting things that may be viable to yourself as a trader, whether you are a beginner, intermediate, or you're a pro trader. Okay. So, first of all, let's start. So, the Discord's been a little bit more active. Let's see what's been going on in Discord. So, if you do want access to the Discord, you can find the link in their signature. All right. So we've had Ninja Bar. So Ninja Bar reached out saying happy holidays. Well, happy holidays to you, man. Hope you've had a great time too. And also he says, can you do an analysis, a quick analysis, an update for Bitcoin to see what's going on? He says some things have changed, and we had this little range, and it's not touching more deeps. Okay. And he also says he thinks Bitcoin is going to 96,500. Yeah, possible. Possible, definitely possible, definitely possible. So this is Discord. If you want access to this, the link's in the bio, or it's in the signature. And here is where we kind of commute and talk about trading. If you want access, if you want to speak to other people about trading or look at the setups, they are all here. And also, we've got Profit Wall, which is where people post their profits on the regular. All right. So if you're banking in those creamy, juicy profits, this was last week, I think. If you're banking those creamy, juicy profits, make sure you're posting it on here so we can see and we can celebrate you. And also, what I will say is, if you're looking for one-to-one sessions to upskill as a trader, feel free to hit me up here in this section, and we can have a chat. Now, this is really important to me. Actually, it's really important to me because the purpose of this channel, is obviously to empower beginner traders and retail traders, one trade at a time. But the purpose is also to teach you how to do it yourself. Okay. Now, there's no point being super heavily reliant on myself because what if tomorrow I decide, I want to live the rest of my life in some tiny little island in Asia, and I don't, I want to be I want to, come out from the internet. I do not want access to anything else. I just want to go away. I just want to go away and live out my existence somewhere else. Well, what are you gonna do? What are you going to do? So if you're becoming heavily reliant on these videos, now that's probably a sign that, hey, you should probably think about, okay, yes, TJ keeps explaining these things, but what does TJ know that I don't? How is he able to do this, and how can I do this on my own? Now, this is where these one-to-one sessions are useful because ideally my goal here is to teach you how to do it yourself as well. Okay. I want you to look at these videos and think, yep, I knew he was going to say that. Yep, I knew he was going to say that. Yep, bang, standard. That is my goal here. Okay. Um, anyways, enough about that. If you do want access, obviously, one-to-one sessions, hit me up there. Also, check out the website. Let me know what you think. There are going to be a few changes soon. I'm going to be changing some of the prices just to make it a little bit more affordable for some of you guys. Now, I have a tiny bit more time for one-to-one sessions. Okay, so let's get straight into the price action. Now, this looks horrible. This looks horrible. You're probably wondering, what are these setups that I've written here? Well, this is just because I'm back testing a certain idea at the moment. It's a sniper idea. It's a nice idea, and I like it because from 18th of December all the way up to 30th of December, which is just over 10 days, there has been how many trades? Let's take a look quickly. There's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. About 16 trades, and there's been one loss. Okay, which is it's a good system. So what I'm doing at the moment is I am testing the validity of this system. It's a system that when I finish working on, I will be able to trade without much TA. And that's a goal, right? That's a goal, to be, fully self-sufficient, and also to, be in a position where you don't actually have to spend too much time on the screen doing your analysis. So that's that. So why don't we get into what you've come here for? You've come here for some price action analysis. So let's get straight into it. But this looks messy, so we have to clean this up. I think today we're going to work on a new chart. brand new chart today. So I'm going to switch to one of these in a second. But before I do so, let's build a narrative. Let's see where we were and carry this narrative on. Okay, so I'm just simply going to click on the previous feed. Now, TradingView has changed their format. So I'm getting used to the new format at the moment. But this is where we were. We realized that, we have come down. If you haven't watched the last video, feel free to watch the last video. I'm not going to repeat everything here as well, because we've talked about it already in the last video. So we know we're in a range. Because we're in a range, we've got trade setups at the range extremes, up and high, standard. All right. But we also know that we came up to SFP this prior lower high, which meant that we're due for a rotation all the way potentially back down to this low. Now, could we get a flip in market structure that takes us back to this high? Of course, less probable, but it is still viable. All right. But in the case we come to this low, we're ready. We are ready. All right. Remember what I said last week? I said this is the last bit of supply that we had holding us. And now we seem to be breaking down. I was looking here for see if we get a reaction. We didn't quite get it. But we said we had our distribution, we had our drop down, we had a tiny little bit of a range, okay, that rallied up. I got into a few trades there actually, but it wasn't anything special. I think it was like maybe 3x. Got into a few trades there, but weird price action here as we talked about last session. And then also we've rallied down again. So it's obvious to see here that we're having range or pause, drop. Pause, drop. All right, we're in this bearish trend in this expansion leg, definitely. All right. So what is the most likely thing to happen? Well, the most likely thing to happen is for that to continue. In trading, there is this thing called inertia. All right. So today we've got time. So we're going to bring up some of these concepts. There is this thing called inertia. Now, some of you physicists amongst you are thinking, inertia, that is physics. What do you mean that's trading? That is physics. That is physics, TJ. It's physics. Well, it is physics, all right? And it's linked to Mr. Sir Isaac Newton. And what does he say? If you look at the fundamental laws of physics, inertia is a big one of them. He goes, kind of, I guess you could say whatever will be, will be. That is inertia in a sense. Whatever if an object is going in a certain direction, all right, you're going to require a lot of energy, or at least equal or higher than the energy already in the system for it to A, stop, and B, change direction. What I'm saying is if something has started happening, it will continue to happen. All right. And that's where we get phrases in trading like the trend is your friend until the end. That means the trend will keep going, inertia will continue until inertia doesn't anymore. All right. So that is what we're seeing here. We have had a bit of a downtrend, a drop, retracement, drop. So, based on that, we should at least expect another retracement for another drop. And that's what we were planning for. We said we're looking to get that retracement ideally at this 15-minute supply zone. That is the zone I was waiting for. If we got a nice flip in market structure change at that zone, I would have been in that one. Definitely would have put 1% on that. 100,000% would have put 1% on that. All right. So let's see what happened. See, price rallied up, still rallying up. All right. And then it didn't quite get there, but I think there's been a flip so far. We're going to look at this in a second to see where the flip occurred, if there is a flip. But regardless, what can we see here? We can see that price is doing a similar thing. It's accumulating, dropping, accumulating, dropping, accumulating. Now, this accumulation obviously seems to be longer than this accumulation. Okay. Now, this may be simply maybe because it's kind of just lagged and rallied into the weekend and it's dragged it a bit. That might have been why. But this accumulation, as you can see, is longer than obviously this bit. And I'm calling it accumulation because it does not matter. Whether you call it accumulation, whether you call it distribution, whether you call it a pause, whether you call it a range, whether you call it a bear flag, whatever you call it, just make sure you are thinking about the same thing when you are identifying it the way you are. All right. So did we get a trade so far? Well, not really. Were there trades in here? 100%. There were trades in there, and I'm going to look at that in a sec. But did we get a trade so far? Not necessarily. Not trades that I would have really, enjoyed entering. Now, I looked at entering a trade here yesterday, right here, from the SFP of this high, but I was just a bit hesitant, just because of all this rubbish. Because of all this rubbish, I was just a bit hesitant. And And it would have been a nice trade. I think it would have been a 4x at least. But I was hesitant. I did not enter it. So let's go straight into the action. But before we do so, we have to remember that hey, we've got some we've got a range low below us, we've got demand below us, and we've got supply above us. All right, we've got a nice supply demand sandwich. That's what we've got. So let's take a look at the price action. Wow, it's been 10 minutes and we haven't actually spoken about high highs and high lows yet. All right, we're not gonna use this. We're not gonna use this. What we're gonna do is come into a new chart. I think, yeah. I think we're gonna come into a new chart today and just do it from scratch. We're gonna do it from scratch. Okay. So this is where we are. If you want higher time frame ideology, have a look at my previous video, and that will help you out. So as of now, we are in internal range downtrend. What do I mean by internal range downtrend? Or this is what I mean by an internal range downtrend. This is a range, as I have just drawn, okay, where we have the low of our range and the high of our range. And we are inside our range and we are in a downtrend. That's why I've called it an internal range downtrend. Simple. Now, this is a downtrend. We've got a low low. A bit annoying here, but I'm just going to call this a low high and a lower low. Okay, so ideally we wanted to see another low high for another lower low. Okay, that is what we were hoping to see. All right. Now we also said to ourselves that hey, there's a 15-minute block in here. So what I'm going to do quickly is just rush there, see if I can identify that 15-minute block in record time. Bang. There it is. 15-minute block identified. If you want to know how I did that, hit me up. I can definitely have a session with you to talk about that in more depth. There is a lot to order blocks identification. Now, so many people are going to tell you how to identify order blocks on YouTube or wherever you're getting your information from. But I can tell you this method is probably the best method out there. Probably the best method out there. All right, so there's our order block. All right, this is our downtrend. 1, 2, 3. Ideally, I wanted to see a 4 to take us down here. Didn't I? That was the idea. That was the idea. But what did we get instead? We got all this fluff. All right, yeah, get rid of the replay. Oh yeah, look at that. That is fluff. Look at that. Look at that. That is just all right. That's not very nice, is it? It's not very nice price action, in my opinion. But it is still price action. So inside all this fluff, right, we've got structure inside all this fluff, but also we've actually got, I don't know if you can see, but we've actually got another range inside this fluff, right? So we have a range within a range, within a range, within a range, all right? So we've got ranges everywhere, don't we? And I'll just show you, I'll go into the higher time frame and show you some of these ranges. So we've got this big range. This is a range, all right? Massive range here, okay? And then we've had a range there, we've got a range here, we've had a range here now, and we are in this internal range. Now, what I'll be honest with you, I'm not particularly attached to whether it's going to go up or down, but what I would like to see is for it to kind of go up and retest the 100K. I kind of would like to see a long now, because in my opinion, we kind of are at the bottom region of the bigger range. We're in discount, and I would like to see a juicy long that takes us all the way up. Now, my friend did call me today. All right, he called me today and said, "You know what? Donald Trump is going into is it going into power soon? He's going into power. I think is it the 14th of Jan. All right, I have to double check that. When he said it, I put a line actually to just signify that date. Let me just show you guys something real quick. Yeah, that's it. I did put a line there. Was it 14th? Let's see. Oh, it looks like I've put a line on the 20th. So maybe he said the 20th. He said Donald Trump is going into power on the 20th of Jan. And this means the Bitcoin price is going to go up. Why? Because history repeats itself. And when Donald Trump was elected on the 3rd of November, you guys have to clarify these, by the way. I'm not pretty sure. I don't know if I can completely trust his timing, but, he's a fundamentals guy. He said when Donald Trump entered power on the 3rd of November, which is right here, there was a massive rally. Now we can't deny that. We cannot deny that. Look at this. This is what we call a massive rally. Boom. All right. This was a $37,000 move. Now he's saying something similar is going to happen the day he enters office. All right. And so that day needs to be anticipated and studied. So that day is right here. Where is that day? What was it? 20th of Jan? Jan. All right. Oh, we're a long way away. I think it was there. All right. So we're nearly there. So are we gonna play around here for a bit? Maybe even dip down and then bang. Is that what's gonna happen? Don't know, don't care. Why? Because no matter what happens, we can capitalize from these markets. So let's stay on track. So now let's have a look at this internal range that we have so far. So we've got this range here. Let's see if there were any trades. So some of you might have taken some trades. I'm just going to drop down to the 5 minute and follow my 5 minute. Ugh, this is ugly. Not the best structure, to be honest, but we'll go with it. I'm going to go on a 10 minute because the 10 minute looks nicer. So my 10 minute structure looks like this. Bang, 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 bang. A flipping structure here. Bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Flipping structure there. Another flipping structure here. Bang, bang. Another flipping structure here. This is where we broke out of that range. A retracement. And then we couldn't quite close above this level. We SFP'd it. And then bang. So this is what's happened. So what we had here was we had a bit of a range here. Another range, as you like to see. Now, this range was a weird one. Because we didn't really get much love at the bottom of the range. It was kind of at the top of the range. And then price broke out. It retraced back into the range and continued up. Now, I was looking to enter a long here, but I was I just wasn't happy with the price action. I just wasn't really happy with it. The reason I wasn't happy with it was we just keep getting these flips. Look, we had what did we have? We had a bearish flip here. Then we had a bullish flip here. Then we had a bearish flip here. And then we had a bullish flip here. Okay? It just wasn't given consistency. And when the price actions are doing that, it's okay to just watch. It's okay to watch and see until you get nicer setups, all right? Why risk your hard-earned money in, not so special setups? Why do that? That makes no sense. All right, so anyways, we broke out of this range. We went up again. All right. But this is why I was looking for a short. I would have entered a short on a 10 minute. My entry for this short. Now, this is a strategy. This is a strategy that I have not made public. This is a strategy I have not made public. And I don't know if I'm going to make it public. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make it. But it's kind of a cheat code. It's a cheat code. But anyways, my entry. I might have got stopped out actually. Might have got stopped out. But my entry, if I was maybe a bit more patient, would be right around there. And I was seriously considering entering this one. Stop loss there, and I would have just taken it down. I would have had to take it down to here, to be honest. So not just a 2x, right? I would lose sleep over a 2x. It's just a 2x. Just a 2x. Who cares? All right, who cares? Okay, but that would I would have been coming out of that trade right now. But I didn't take it. I didn't take it, to be honest. I did not take it. And I'm not going to say I took it when I didn't. But anyways, if you weren't using that strategy, how else could we have entered that trade, that particular trade? Because we can see here that we've got these wicks. Now, what do wicks tell you? Wicks are an indication that we have some pressure being rejected. Here we have buyers who tried to take the price up and then they were rejected. So that is telling us we have some selling pressure. All right. Clue number one. Clue number two, we're not able to close below above this prior high. Clue number two. Clue number three also had another SFP inside here. All right, so we're building up the confluence here, you see. And not just that, if you go onto the lower time frame, do you know what? I'm going to use this tool. I really like this tool. If we zoom in, I like this. If we zoom in, all right, and not only zoom in, we go back in time, we time travel, okay, and pretend like we're here right now. And we say, cool, this is a range. If we do all of these things, all right, Can we have entered this trade otherwise? Well, we'll have to drop time frame to the 2 minute at least. And we'll have to pursue the structure to see what's going on. So we've got higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Some of you are wondering, why did I start here? Because what's the point starting here if you're just waiting to see what happens at the range extreme? All right, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, bang. So what do I need to see before I can justify an entry here? I would like to see us lose this level. If we don't lose this level, there's no entry. Did we lose the level? Not yet. Bang, now we've lost the level. Now we've lost level. Also, what was Market Cipher saying? Was Market Cipher giving us a nice bearish divergence? Arguable. Let's take a look. We can zoom in. No, I don't think it did this time. That's fine. That's cool. Anyways, so we did get a market structure confirmation though, didn't we? We got a nice market structure confirmation. Let's see, did we get a retracement? Yeah, we did. We got a retracement. So this would have been your break of structure. It took its time. All right. But again, I just don't really like what I'm seeing here. But I said maybe the 3 minute. Yeah, 3 minutes better to look at this. Yeah. Okay. So we flip structure there. We retrace here. Okay, and then I'm guessing we continue down here. All right. So you'd have entered your trade. Where would you have entered your trade? Right around here. You put your stop loss there, and you look to ride that down. Very easy trade. Very, very easy trade. Almost identical to what I showed you at the end of the last video, the last session we did. Now price is stalled a bit here, didn't it? And this is it's just annoying when price does that, isn't it? To be honest, it stalls here, but we know that all of this could just be that retracement, and this is why the weekend price action was just horrible, horrible. Because what is this? What is going on here? What is going on here? Okay, and then obviously we get a drop down. Okay, ultimately we get a drop down. But let's say you weren't playing it like that. Let's say, could we have treated this as a range in itself? Of course we could have. But look, this is another range in itself. Range is everywhere, remember. And guess what happens with this range? Well, we sweep the prior high. Okay, not only do we sweep the prior high, we also flip market structure there. We retrace here, but we have a deeper retracement here, and then we drop down. So if you didn't catch it here, you could have caught it here. If you didn't catch it here, you could have caught it here. Okay, and if you did not catch it here, you also could have caught it here. How? Because this is your range. You break down from the range, you retrace back into the range, and look, you retrace into supply. I can see that supply there, and bang, right? This might have given you your best entry actually, as far as risk to reward goes. So if we enter there, our stop loss would just need to be up here if we were doing it this way, and we would ride that down. Let's compare the risk to reward on all these trades. So if we had the same exit at the same point, let's see who would have been a happier customer. We had an entry here, didn't we? So he would have been a pretty happy customer as well, to be fair. He would have been I think he won. He would have been, this could look very, very, very nice. Very nice. These are the kind of trades that you say to your wife, listen, we're chilling, vacation, let's go. All right, so look, all three opportunities gave you three different results. Person number one, who entered here, got himself a nice 2.3x. That's fine. Person number two, all right, who entered here off of the range model, got himself a 41x trade. Do you understand what that means? Those kind of trades, that's what I call, let's give those kind of trades a name. We're going to call those sort of trades that completely, they make up for all your trading mistakes. They make up for inefficiencies in your trading, all right? They make up for that negative P&L. A trade like this, all right, you don't have to trade for the rest of the month if you get a nice 41x. Beautiful trade. Very beautiful trade. All right. What does that mean for if you are a beginner here? A nice 41x trade means in yellow, I risked $1,000. All right. That's what that means. But in gray, I earned 41,000, not 51. See, it's so greedy. $41,000. Very nice trade. All right. Crazy trade. Crazy, crazy. All right. This guy earned just $8,000. All right. But, it's fine. You just got to be happy with what you've got. So this goes to show that, you can miss one trade and just enter in a continuation. Enter in a continuation. All right. So that's kind of it. So what are we looking out for our next trade? So today's stream has been quite casual, just because Bitcoin hasn't done much, right? It hasn't done a crazy amount. Okay, so if we are looking at the structure, looking for that continuation flush down, yeah, if we're looking for that continuation flush down, now is not a bad time. Now is not a bad time. I'm gonna get rid of this. I hope. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Now is not a bad time to actually look for a trade, because on a 10-minute, on the way up, I don't like a 10-minute because we had a few false breaks here. Okay, we're just going to ignore this. We're going to pretend this didn't happen. But our structure from here looks like this. High, 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 low, high, high, SFP. All right, then we create another high, high. So we would like to see this level lost. If we start to lose this level, that's a good place to start looking for that short, right? Because that's simply a continuation model down. So a continuation of your bear flag. Now we have closed below that level. Let's look on a 24-minute. We're still. This is the annoying thing about this now. This is where you have to make a decision, because on a 15-minute it's a close, but on the 30-minute it's not a close. This is where you might have to say to yourself, oof, maybe I just need to wait and see. I'm very conservative when it comes to trading. Okay, so yeah, on a 1 hour, it's not really a close. On a 40, it's not really a close. So this is where you kind of have to be cautious here and say, yes, if it is a close, great. It's a standard classic retracement and then a continuation. So look to short it there. But on the higher time frames, it looks like it may just be an SFP. And if that is the case, because we know higher time frame is powerful, it is powerful, a rotation may be due instead of a break. So this is where, as a trader, you kind of have to make a value judgment there and say, are you gonna risk it? Or are you gonna sit and wait? Okay, you're gonna sit and wait. What am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna sit and wait. I think I'm gonna sit and wait on this one. I think I'm gonna sit and wait. Yeah, I'm gonna sit and wait. Okay, so where am I looking for my next trades? This 15-minute block is still viable, so I'm gonna extend that across. And because that's still viable, that's good to know. Also, we have a bigger range now at play, where this is the range high and this being the range low. Yeah. And not only do we have a bigger range at play, we have a potential Wyckoff model that is brewing up. So we've got tap number 1, tap number 2. If we get tap number 3 up there in the future, I'm going to be in that. Okay. Also, looking at this trade here, ideally, I want to see maybe a rejection. I'm going to be looking here to see if we get tap number 2 at the bottom. All right, so that's another trade idea right there. If we get tap number 2 at the bottom, but we may not get at tap number 2. Price could say, do you know what? I'm just going to come. Oh, it's coming back down. I'm going to come down and SFP this level, all right, and rotate up. So why not look for a trade there? So we've got another trade up coming up there again. Okay, so we've already got 1, 2, 3 trades within seconds of just looking at the charts. Now, I think now is not a bad time to have some liquidity considerations, all right? So look what we've had here. So over here, we've had this very nice trend line of liquidity that's built up. This nice trend line has now been lost, okay? And it has been lost because price has come to grab all the stop losses of these guys here, all right? It's grabbed it. But in a similar way, we are building some more liquidity in this direction. We are building this curve liquidity in this direction. So I will not be surprised if we also grab these up in the other direction. Hence why this is where I'm looking for my next scalps. We got scalp number 1 over here. Classic, standard, Obviously, for each one of these ideas, I'm looking for a flipping market structure. I'm going to be looking for market cipher to see what market cipher is doing. Um, we've got a short, another short there. Oops, that's not what I want. We've got a short there that I'm going to be looking out for. So I'm going to be setting my alert to each one of these zones as well, to make sure I don't miss the trade. And then we have another long, don't we? We have a long from here. So these are all right. These will do me well, I think. If none of them happen, so be it. It's fine. Okay. But these are my plays. It may be worth looking in here to see if we have a supply zone, not a supply, sorry, a demand zone. And we actually do. We've got a demand zone right there. It's a 10-minute zone. That was quick. I'm very quick at identifying my demand zones today. All right. 10-minute zone over there. We're going to extend that across. Bang. So that would be a nice place. That general area in this count of our range is a nice place to look for a long. But just be careful, right? Be careful, because what's the expectation order for the higher time frame play? It's a downtrend, isn't it? This is what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just be careful. It just could be a 5. Could well be a 5. So just be careful there. Make sure you get your confirmations and make sure you're monitoring that trade with precision. All right. So that's kind of it. We're going to leave it there today. We've talked about a lot, but at the same time, we haven't talked about too much, because price hasn't really done much. Right? It's kind of just given it this nice little U shape, not really a U shape, but N shape. Yeah. But anyways, that's all I've got for you guys today. Now, yes, there are more trades I can come up with, but as I say, these are the highest probability trades, and these are the trades that are really going to get you those big moves. Of course, we've got all the trades that are still viable from last lesson. So have a look at that and make sure you are well prepared for what's going to happen next. If you found this information useful, don't forget to hit the boost, hit the follow. I think it's also time to celebrate soon. We have reached 304 followers, which is great. We did say if we reach 500 followers, we're going to have a nice little giveaway. So let's keep working towards that, and then we're going to do that on a video, actually. But yeah, we've got 304 followers. I hope you guys are benefiting from the videos. It's been great. It's been a great productive year, very profitable year, and I hope you guys are sharing those profits as well. I will see you guys next time.